Yo, 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 it's the Black King Goku in the house. What's up, what's up? Anyway, this is an update video. Welcome back to one of our newest ones. Now, I do not like, let me just be clear on this. I have an update video. I do not like it being very long. If I make them long, I don't know about it, and that's why I'm starting to make more, paying attention to more, so that it's not going up there and being a very long update video. My videos for updates, they can be 30 minutes. I don't like to go up that far, but if I have to, I will. But any more than that is just not good. So I'd like another one I saw. It wasn't the video that was the problem itself. It's how long it took for the video to even capture and record everything I was saying. So let me make, I don't remember everything that was set in the video, which is sad, but true. So I probably had to redo a lot of things. I probably have to come across and say more as I go along. But anyway, so and that's only if I have to go to 30 minutes. Otherwise, it's about 20 to maybe 25, sometimes 27. But other than that, no more, no more. I don't want nothing more longer. I don't even like. I'm trying to put my videos for gameplay maybe close to 30 minutes, if not just a little bit more than that, but no more than that either. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want mine to be like 20 minutes, but at least like 30 to 35 to 40 maybe max at the most. You know, most of the time. But other than that, you know, that's for gameplay footage. Anyway, so I had mentioned something about the YouTube creator app, or rather the one that actually lets you record. They actually brought that back. Because for a long time, I used to rely on that, if you can tell from my videos. Basically when I was recording on mobile. And when I did that, it was one of the greatest recording things. The only thing I didn't do it for was the live aspect of it. I can't say I've ever tried it, but it was not exactly going too well either. So, you know. But anyway, in the long process, yeah, I'm glad that I guess they brought it back. I don't know, I'll have to check it out someday. But right now, I'm sticking with this because, well, you know. Anyway, so, to make things more here, this game, when it first came out, they were advertising it like they were supposed to. Now they advertise it like it's not supposed to. Well, this one it's called Klondike Adventures. I would definitely look it up. My advice to you, if you see the game, look it up first before you absolutely go in and watch the actual video, because you know the thing. Otherwise, you're going to be wasting your time. And yeah, there's like other points, you know, that I'm not sure if that's part of the game anymore or not, but it's supposed to be some kind of woman or something playing through there like most games. Because that's the way it rolls. I mean, I have no problem with a game starting out that way. But if you have a game where you can choose what you want to be, I mean, like, or whether something you are, you know, because you don't want to be prayed now as something you're not. Not even as a joke. I wouldn't do that. I'll admit that I have done things for charity, but there's only so much I'm willing to do. And that's only a once-in-a-lifetime thing. If in other words, if I wear a dress with a skirt, it's only going to be a one-time deal. One-time deal. That's it. After that, kiss my butt, because it ain't happening no more. So anyway, Klondike Adventures. Oh, I thought my icon disappeared from me. Anyway, Klondike Adventures is a great game, I suppose, just like any other. And yeah, they do have, you know, where you gotta pay for it. And it's not really that you actually have to, but like for other things to get to the game faster. Now, I would suggest that, yeah, see, the developers have no idea what the hell they're doing. Especially because the energy ratio sucks. It's just like another game I was playing a while back. I can't think of the name now. But the energy consumption on there sucks balls. I hate when games have to use energy. Because when you do that, you can only do so much a day. You know, I can understand taking your time and everything and enjoying the game, but why should it take several freaking hours? And then on top of that, if you leave the game, it might rip you from getting that reward or whatever the hell you were doing. Because that's what happens in games like that. Not all the time, mind you. But they are more often than not. About 1 to 1.5% it doesn't happen. But the rest of the time, it does happen with games like that. Believe it or not. So, I mean, there's most of the games out there, in other words, you can enjoy with the energy, and it won't rip you from the reward or whatever the hell. So, in other words, you don't have to start all over and try to have to do it all over again. You don't have to do that. But I'm also playing another game, and it's on my mobile deal that I actually finally, because let me just put on something here. I'm paying credit. Because this kind of credit, I'm just trying to get into it before I go into that. Anyway, this credit helps my credit score. Whoa, hello. Okay. Silly girl. Anyway, so this, like, okay, I pay Walmart every month because I get groceries and I get everything with it. What I can do with that is I can take that out of my pocket, or not out of my pocket, but out of that credit to buy other credit. You know, it's taken out of my pocket to pay for that. I might as well use it as long as I got it in there. I don't do it every month, but I do it if I can to put it in there. Unless, of course, I got to do it to where I got to build it up, and I only buy so much allotted of credit. Every once in a blue moon, I might, and this is a blue moon, not every single time whenever I buy credit, but I might buy 50. I don't do 100. No. But that all depends on what I'm trying to get and everything else, and whether or not, I need to, do things. Other than that, I do it and then I build it up if I can't have it right away. Like with Netflix, for example, I can buy from my credit that I had to pay for, that's, building up my credit score. I can buy credit with that, and that's the best thing to ever do. A lot of people say, well, that's just stupid. Why would you want to do that? Well, well, the thing I want to point out, though, is that because I don't want to have to worry about not having the money. And yes, it's true, I need it. Like with my phone service, I can buy. It's not, okay, let me be clear on something for you. When you get your first card to reload your phone, the very first one, it's not credit. But it is credit once you put it in reserve. But by it, I mean the next card. In other words, if you put 2 cards in there, and the more you put in there, yes, it will push up the date from when they actually have it. Otherwise, on a normal basis, you're going to have to be without a phone until you get paid, until you renew that. And in the meantime, you're losing out on service, and if there came up to be an emergency, you'd be screwed. Yeah, I know we have Wi-Fi, but if you don't have Wi-Fi, you don't have nothing going on, you're screwed. Let's say you need to call 911 for some reason or another. Yeah, 911. And you ain't got no way to call. And you can't necessarily go out there and ask someone else. You could. But you know how long it would take for you to get there and there if you're having, okay, let's say you're bleeding. Okay? In the meantime, you could die. Or your son could die. It's happened. That's why I said it could. But it's true. It has happened. Before they had the chance to administer it in time. So the best thing to do, and even though it's cheap, it's actually way cheaper than going to Verizon. And Verizon lies anyway. They don't have unlimited. I don't care if they do say that they do, they're full of crap. With Straight Track, you have unlimited. They may have screwed me once before, but, and I said I wasn't going to go back to them. Well, I gave them another chance not because this woman was talking to me about it, but I have been considering it because I wanted to get into the hole where I didn't have to worry about data. And so far, I don't have to worry about it. And I'm not on data, right? I am on data. I'm just not on Wi-Fi. Even though I could be on my Wi-Fi. But that Wi-Fi can only handle so much. And that's another reason why you don't want to put a bunch of devices on one Wi-Fi. Unless, of course... I mean, even if you have the upgraded... Not unless. There is no unless. No matter how much you upgrade your package and no matter how much you can afford, there's only so much you can handle bandwidth-wise. Because otherwise, then you wonder why you're having problems loading up. Like, say, like my TV, there's something I could do about it. Okay, other than put it on Wi-Fi, and that's fine. Wish I could put it on my private virtual network, which I can't because I don't know how to run those. A lot of people do. But, I mean, those are actually free. But also, even though they may be free, it's not really free because you have to get it within your package. And the phone has to be, I guess, compatible? I don't know. But anyway, when you think about, like, your Wi-Fi, like, especially if it goes down, you're going to be SOL. Let's say you do have Wi-Fi. Well, what if it goes down? Well, there you go. That's another reason why. And because... See, with your bandwidth, let me go back to Evergreen Bandwidth. I forgot I was talking about that. It handles only so much, and it will slow down. It will. I don't care if you have a terabyte, which I don't think even exists. I don't even know how high you can go. But the highest, even then, you can only put so many devices before everything starts to drag. And you may not, and some of the things will eventually drag to the point that it goes to like its dial up where it's like, what's the word I'm looking for? When it slows down and it's like it doesn't sync up right. Even though it's syncing up fine directly on the website, it's what you're playing on your screen. It's not syncing up right. Lag. That's it. That's the word I was looking for. Lag. So anyway, yeah. Great game. Like any other game. And let's see, what's the name of the game? Like, okay. I paid for a deal that lets me get, like, okay, the first time you get, like, a certain huge amount, and then you get a total, you get, like, a whole bunch at once, even though it's 6 per day. 600 gems. What you need for, when it's called Top War, I don't know. Top War Battle Game. Top War Battle Game, I just got to paying for the monthly card, which probably means I'm going to have to pay and get another one out. And I did that with another game. I've done that with a few other games too, but the only reason to even have the rituals is to use it for your shields. I wouldn't use it for anything else. You know? Because shields are the things that you need to protect your base, like especially when you go offline. That way nobody can attack you. The problem is, though, is that with it, though, when you first start out, though, I mean, it's not the problem there. Let me back up the truck here. When you first start out, you get like a certain amount of days, which is fine, but what they need to do is include like days too. So in another game, you can have days. Like, well, a few of them do that. But this one here don't. You get like 24 hours is the highest you can go, which is stupid. Because that means, like, after a certain amount of hours, you can even wait till, like, you've got 4 hours left and then to exchange it. But you're going to have enough gems to buy it. Which, most of the time, it costs about 35 to 100, maybe 200. Which is fine. Because you can rebuild it up as you go along. Like, let's say you take a day off or two. Well, that's why I built up a lot of gems. In case I need to go or something. But even then, they need to, like, include it. They have these wonderful packages. But there's no point in getting all these other, like, other things. Like, you can do research, but I would wait till you have a crap ton of these red jewels. Because these jewels are very rare. You can earn them. or rather, you can get them for free through various ways to claim them, and then through chests, and I mean free chests. You don't have to pay for those. And what happens ultimately is you can also, they have a thing in there. You have to wait for a certain level, unfortunately, though, or get it through once you beat off a certain enemy. I'm sorry, that's what it was, because I had to do that to get that certain level. I had to wait to that. And what it is called a finance center, where under it says daily supply, and underneath it goes supplies, and they got a few ones you can pay for. You don't actually have to, and then when it says claim, that means it's free. And then you have to wait a certain amount of minutes, and a lot of times it takes about an hour or something, or 5 minutes, something like that, or 5 hours. In the meantime, you can just go off and do that. And through that thing, you get a bunch of different kind of, it only does one thing. Sometimes it give you 1,000,000, sometimes it give you K. This is for gold, or billions. But not always. On that, it just gives you a random percentage chance on the coins. Sometimes it'll even give you 500, but, you can get more if you pay for it, but you don't have to. Not really. It's more worth it to pay for it so that you can get, stuff like that, because it saves you on time to buy, for, one certain item that actually has to do with upgrades. And, the goal of it so far, not the ultimate goal, is you want to keep on building until you get to the point that you're going to be doing that, and then, but then you're going to want to wait till you get a crap ton of them, because you're going to be going through a lot. And this game really sucks in that aspect ratio, that you actually have to upgrade for every time, which means you're going to be waiting for quite some time before you have enough resources to basically do what you need to do. But some games do suck like that. Other than that, I mean, it's not the whole overall general game itself that sucks. It's just most aspects of the game that just do. Like energy consumption, yeah, it does have energy. Ow, my neck hurts. Anyway, so with that game, which I will be showing off at some point or another, because when I start mobile games, I don't typically show them off as I level them up, because a lot of the time it's not worthwhile making it into a playthrough. Because it doesn't do where you can actually take your time and basically level up as you go along to, a certain degree. Like in Final Fantasy VII, Mystic Quest, even though I don't do Mystic Quest. Which also includes, but not limited to, any game that basically does level grinding. You can basically take your time and not actually have to worry. God, that hurts. About, things. But these kind of games, because you can either forward or something like that, with or without paying. Like Puzzles and Empires, or whatever they call it, or Empires and Puzzles, I forget the name of it. You would not believe how much I pay for it. I never got, all the things I wanted out of that. I wanted the rarest kinds, and they never gave me it. I couldn't even get Santa Claus, for crying out loud. Not that I'm sure I needed Santa Claus, but because some reason or another it kept advertising how much he had and what he can give you every time you had him. And eventually I wound up deleting that game. That actually was on this device here. My mobile games now persist, actually, believe it or not. Let me give you a story here, a background story. It's actually a true one, if you ask. Yes, it's true. I have them now mainly sitting on my iPhone. A lot of the iPhone mobile apps I will have on there, like my Messenger, Facebook's on there. I had to download it. I don't think you can, uninstall it on this thing, if I remember correctly, because most devices, even iPhones, come with it automatically installed. When they do that, even if you uninstall it, all you're doing is uninstalling the updates, and they want you to directly update it now more than ever, if you want to use it or continue to use that app for basic communication or whatever the case may be. Other than that, you can't use it, which sucks, but that's just the way things go. Plague Inc. That's a pretty good game. Kind of sucks, but yeah, it's not too bad. Any game kind of pretty much says that. Robo Defense. The hell is that? How's that recommended for me? About this game, it's only $2.99. That's not bad. Robo Defense is the ultimate portable tower defense experience. Okay. Yeah, except that I'm not gonna want to pay for that. You know, and I really do hate when people do that. When they put out false advertisements for the games. Like, Garden Escapes is not what you think it is. What's this one? Battle Warship, Naval Empire. And what you see here, you cannot control. I mean, you can control all video on plan settings. Okay. Well, anyway, like what you see on that there for Fleet Command or whatever. Yeah, you're not gonna get with that. I just barely got into Coin Master, and I've been, recommended to you by that for so long. I just never gave it a try. Terraria, GTA, Chinatown Wars, Subway Surfers, D&D style medieval fantasy, Fallout Shelter, Grow Castle. There's a game I would never ever recommend for everybody. It's called Hustle Castle or whatever. But yeah, And another game I don't recommend for everybody. Period. Candy Crush. I tell you why. Because you can get so dang far. And I was there before they got up to the point that they finally let you get certain tools per day now. And even then, it don't matter. You still have to kind of pay for it. You don't always. But you still have to kind of bear with the level until you finally get through. It's just a matter of getting through it. The higher you go, that is. When you first start out through a lot of levels, you'll be fine. It might get a little bit difficult along the way, but it won't be as bad as higher levels. I mean, that's why a lot of people get stuck and give it a break for a while. Good Night Story. Now they have a lot of doggone games on here. Well, anyway, bye-bye.